here. I'm applying for the cover. I am going to push the arm now because it was in the way. I slide down and I'm here. I'm pulling him in nice and tight, and I am going to saw at that neck. Hi, I'm Mark here with the Exiles, joined again by John from Barking, one of our senior members down there. Today we're going to look at the sword in one hand, and we're going to look at play 7 into 8. We'll do it from a couple of different angles, and we'll talk a little bit about what's going on. Fiore mentions in the 8th play of the sword in one hand about being able to cut your throat with the action, and he says if he can't do it, he's bad and foolish. But obviously if my opponent is armoured, it's going to look slightly different. I'm not going to be able to cut their throat as easily, so we'll talk about that as well. So we're going to walk through it first, okay? So the 7th play is just a cover, so someone's going to be cutting from high. I'm going to be making this cover here, and I've got options, okay? I can push at the arm and I can send in a thrust. So I can just push at the arm, send in a thrust, or if I've come offline enough, I don't even have to do that, I can just thrust. Obviously I'm being very lazy with my left hand. You can employ that, wash, give them a turn, there's a thrust, or indeed a cut as well, which we'll practice. Yeah, there we go, no problem, okay? So the 8th play leads on from these. We'll do it from the other side. So from that cover, we're here. The 8th play leads on. So what we're told to do is basically step forward and put the sword to the neck. Now in the image, we're basically behind our opponent, okay? My left foot is forward after the cover, okay? So I'm just gathering with the left foot. If the arm is positioned here, I don't need to do anything besides just cover it. If the arm is a little bit high, I may need to clear that out of the way. In either case, my objective is to end up here, behind my opponent. And you'll notice there I instinctively brought the leg up to kick at the back of John's knee. That's an optional extra, okay? If we're here, so cut comes in, I come offline and make the cover, okay? The arm is low, I don't need to worry about it. Left foot is forward, keep it forward, and I'm behind, okay? John's going to chuck on a mask. So from a cut, there's the cover, I'm just gathering forward. Now this kick is optional, okay? But it does help sink the person down, okay? Now with this action, if he's unarmoured, it's obviously going to be very easy to slice at the neck, okay? But we've got to think context, we've got to think combat. It's not going to be nice, all right? So I'm here, I'm applying for the cover. I am going to push the arm now because it was in the way. I slide down and I'm here. I'm pulling him in nice and tight, and I am going to saw at that neck. I've got to be nice, training partners. I'm going to pull it in and I'm going to basically saw. And if I want to kick away the feet, it just makes it that much easier. There, in, and I can kick this away, basically just sawing at the feet. Now, what if he's armoured? It's the same play, different ending. So I'm here, I've made the cover. It's going to be slower than this, it's going to be a little bit more clunky. He probably will start the recovery. I'm going to follow him and I'm just going to grab him like this. And I'm basically just going to, I'm trying to be nice today, I'm basically just going to put him to ground, and then I'm going to use this bit to stick him while he's on the ground. So we're armoured, we're a bit slower, a bit clunkier, we're in. Doesn't matter what is going on here anymore, kick that away. He's going to go to ground. And I'm going to basically just use that as an opportunity to stick this in. Let's talk about some counters. If we swap sides. So slowly, I'm going to cut at John. He's going to do the cover. My arm is in the way, he's going to push at that. There is a counter. Okay. Same thing again. Cutting in. There is a counter. And my favourite, cutting in, there is a counter. Because at the end of the sword in one hand, what do we see? We see someone's arm high and we see this, okay? Obviously it's better in armour than out. But if John brings that cover high, I'm here. I don't care, they can still hit me because, as I've said, we probably have armour on. It's all good. But that is a very quick, very clean, very smooth transition to make. We're here, as you look up, fuck that, I'm getting right out the way, I'm stabbing up the armpit. Okay, I'm stabbing up the armpit because obviously there's gaps in the armour there. So there's a couple of counters there as well. Don't need to go into too much detail about those, we can probably do those in other videos. So that is the 7th into 8th play of the Spada Unimano, sword in one hand. It can manifest itself in lots of different ways. We're doing it from a very clean, very artificial setup for the purposes of the video. Sword in one hand tends to be a little bit more car crashy, a little bit more messy than sword in two hands, and so you have to be prepared for that fact. You might pick that play up from lots of different places. So that's it for now. Thanks to John, and until the next one.